this is the video that will teach you how exactly you can use ChatGPT and leverage it to its maximum level to help you curate your ad content and ad creatives. So before we dive into the exact prompts that I have been feeding into ChatGPT to give me the results, I wanted to first go over, three most important things that you would need to remember whenever you are, interacting with AI overall in general, and how you can maximize the quality of output that AI returns to you. So the first thing is you need to be very specific. It's a great way to think about how to interact and how to communicate with AI is to think about you are bring on a new employee or you are assigning a task to a person who doesn't know anything about your company, your business, the projects, the task whatsoever, and how will you educate, how will you teach this person what to do. So essentially it's the same thing. So when it comes to being specific, you need to give AI very detailed step-by-step instruction on what exactly you want it to do, the style, anything that you think will be relevant to impact, anything that you think will be relevant to giving you a better quality output. Then number two, you need to give AI context. So what I mean by context, it's basically what the situation that you're in, what the goal of this prompt. Let's give you a fair, simple example. If I want to write a YouTube script for this video I'm about to shoot, in my AI prompt, ChatGPT prompt, I will need to tell ChatGPT, hey, I am writing a YouTube script for a video that I'm about to shoot for this upcoming week. And here are some of the things I want you to take notice of or factor into the video script. So this is what I would like to call a context. You need to tell AI exactly what you are doing and the goal and the setting. And lastly, train your AI. So I think this is a common mistake that many people make, which is when interacting with AI, they don't think of it as a process, rather a one-stop destination. You need to train your AI to learn. You need to start from a broad question and then go step by step, until you ask the final question that you actually, until then you will ask the final question where you actually want the AI to generate you the final product that you are in fact looking for. Because what I've realized is, I'm going to show you examples, is when you ask AI a very direct, a final version, final stage of question, it doesn't really have all the context, specific details like which we mentioned earlier in the two previous steps, and AI will just give you very broad, very out of context, and very low quality output. So I think the key here is really to get AI familiarize itself with you, with what you're looking for, with your train of thoughts, so that it can best mimic yourself and then to give you what you are looking, and then to give you an answer that you are satisfied with. So without further ado, let's kind of jump into ChatGPT right now, and I'm going to show you some of the comparisons between if you write a very simple and generic and high level of prompt, what type of answer, what type of output ChatGPT will give you, versus if you go through this step-by-step and multi-step process where you communicate, where you have a conversation with AI, what type of output you will be getting at the end. All right, so now I'm inside ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you exactly what are the things that I've done, what are the questions I asked. But before that, just give you a quick context. This is the product that I am asking ChatGPT to do research, to conduct analysis on, which is a multivitamin and targeted women who are between 18 to 49 from this brand called Ritual. All right, now we know exactly what the product that we are writing the UGC briefs for. Let's kind of go over some of the prompts and the answers that ChatGPT give back to me. So this is, on this page, this is where I really delve deep and be very detailed as much as I can with ChatGPT, and just trying to figure it out what would be the best quality output and answer that it will able to give back to me. I think the advice I just shared with you earlier, be specific, give ChatGPT context, and make sure that this is a conversation that involves multi-steps before I ask ChatGPT to give me the final answer that I'm looking for. So what I wrote is, I'm a creative strategist who's writing a direct response UGC brief for this product called Multivitamin 18 Plus Essential for Women. And here's the link to the product. Insert the URL. First, can you tell me why women between 18 to 45 to 49 would desire this specific product based on 8 human desires? You should divide them into categories, and each category should include an emotional trigger that prompts women to buy this product. Use Markdown to format the content nicely. Important for every heading, choose an appropriate emoji and paste it next to the heading. So in this prompt, you can probably already start to notice I'm following this process, this concept that I've been doing as a creative strategist when I'm developing concepts for brands, which is tying it back to human desires. This is really the most fundamental thing that marketers need to understand, is when consumers buy stuff, they are really buying it to fulfill or to meet a basic human desire. And I've in fact did a video on this, so if you want to check it out, we link it down below. As naturally the first step, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to tell me what are some of the desires that people are looking to fulfill, looking to meet when they're buying this vitamin product from Ritual. So this is the answer that ChatGPT give back to me. So a few basic human desires that it lists out are connection with nature, social acceptance, physical well-being, curiosity and learning, love and care, optimism and hope, flexibility, adaptability, uniqueness, and individuality. So these are not 8 basic human desires per se, but these are common human desires that we look for, that we all innately share. So basically, this already gives you a pretty broad idea in terms of how many different desires that you can go after simply for this one product. Then next step, I just focus on one of the categories, one of the human desires that ChatGPT has identified for me. Then I ask ChatGPT, now for connection with nature category, tell me 3 pain points people are looking to solve or alleviate by purchasing the vitamin. This is again tying it to human desires, then the pain points, because as a direct response marketer, you always need to think about what is driving people's actions. And the first broad category is human desires, next is pain points. What are some of the problems and issues that people are trying to solve by purchasing this product? Then the answer ChatGPT feed back to me is number 1, artificial ingredients and additives in their vitamins. And number 2, environmental impact. And then 3, authenticity and transparency. Notice I only asked ChatGPT to give me 3 main pain points. And if you want to conduct and if you want to ask ChatGPT for more, let's say 5, feel free to do that. Just for the purpose of this example, I'm only asking ChatGPT to give me 3. And as you can see here, these are all very great pain points that so as you can see here, these are actually really good pain points that people do possess when they are looking for similar products like multivitamins. Then the next question, so to continue this conversation with ChatGPT, allow it to familiarize itself with this product, I asked ChatGPT to tell me what are some of the 3 alternatives that customer may have tried in the past to address the same desire, but why they fell short. So this is again, going after that failed alternative options category. And again, so after desire pain points, now we're going into failed solutions. And the things that ChatGPT returned are attempt 1, buying organic or all natural multivitamins. So essentially, what this is saying is some brands will say it's organic or all natural, but they will include chemicals or hidden synthetic ingredients that actually are marketed in the product. And the second attempt is DIY natural supplements. Because people will not trust these brands that are selling the products. They would rather do it themselves, putting different vitamins, putting different resources together to create a regimen for themselves. But obviously, it will be time consuming and it's not very practical. And number three, consuming a variety of whole foods for nutrients. Addressing another pain point, which is it's hard to get all the daily nutrients that you need, especially when you have a busy working schedule, when you don't have accessibility to all different types of food, especially when you live in a place where you don't have accessibility to all kinds of food and groceries. And number three, dietary restriction that you might have. As we're going through the answers that ChatGPT give us, we can already start to categorize different angles, different pain points, and different things that we can target just for this category, which is connection with nature as one of the human desires. So this is really a great brainstorming activity that you need to do when you are writing the briefs, writing scripts for your UGC or ads before. So now you can really get that creative juice flowing, and you can have all these ideas that you're able to include, or you will have all these ideas that you're able to write and include in your briefs. Then the next thing I asked ChatGPT to do is to include and tell me 3 unique advantages. So this is basically just 3 unique selling points that is tied to the specific human desire. Here's the hook portion. Then I'm gonna, basically, because I think this is too long, I'm gonna shorten it to 20 words or less. And also, I like hook to be a question. So instead of statements, I asked ChatGPT to give me questions instead for the hooks. This is really the end goal here. This is essentially what I wanted ChatGPT to do. But instead of asking ChatGPT to give me that answer right away in the first step, which I know it doesn't have any context, it doesn't know anything about the products, it doesn't really understand the customers, but I couldn't just write out this prompt in the first line. So I knew it wouldn't be able to give me a high quality output. So instead, after asking all these questions, training AI, then here's where I ask the final question, which is I'm gonna ask Chat, you will write me a testimonial, and lastly, I wanted it to incorporate all the analysis and write me a 1-minute direct response UGC video brief for this product. So I would say this is actually a really good and very high quality output, where it really touched on a lot of the things that we just went over, and especially it ties to the nature connection with nature very well. So I definitely think this is a good place to start. Obviously, this will not be the final version that you just give directly share with creators. There are still some things that you need to modify, but definitely I think this is a much better place to start versus when you have nothing in hand, when you're just starting from scratch. And now let's quickly, before I end the video here, to just give you a comparison between what we just went over, where I did a multi-step, I would say probably 7 to 8 prompts before I asked that final question where, hey, write me a direct response UGC brief. Let's take a look at what would happen if I asked ChatGPT to write me this brief directly without giving it any context. Relevant. So obviously this script feels way broader, way more generic than the one I just went over with you in the other prompt. And that is really the result of me not giving it any context, being very generic, and essentially ChatGPT doesn't really know what I'm looking for here. So as you can see, the comparison is pretty obvious that this is still a good place to start, but compared to what we just went over, where it got way more detailed, it's more emotional, and it's more connected to the person, makes it pretty clear in terms of the day and night difference that you will get from your answers when you don't give ChatGPT any context, when you don't be specific, when you don't train the AI and having a conversation with it. So that's the end of that's basically the end of this video. Hopefully that was helpful. And now you get a pretty good understanding of how to actually write prompts and how to train ChatGPT to give you the best quality output in terms of ad creatives and ideas that you can utilize in your briefs, in your ads that could really help you that will really give you great results and performance in your ad account, especially in Q4. So if you like this video, click the like button and subscribe for more content where I wanted to break down and go over more D2C e-commerce and digital marketing in general, and how to make more money for your brand. So hope to catch you guys in the next one.